Hello, hello everybody. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone has been having a good day so far. Be sure to mic check me, make sure that you can hear me and everything. Ugh, back to doing some more Reaper 2 covers, well, chapter covers, but you get what I mean. Just so that I won't be knocking over stuff. Moving something over here and over there. Alright. Hello, everybody. Background music, shall we? What do we got to work with? What's this music? I guess that's fine. Alright, so, if you participated or were around during the last drawing stream, we started on this one, and I guess right about now we should be finishing this one. I do have another, well, I have two other chapter covers besides this one that I am supposed to do. So, gonna start this one, maybe just finish Ichabod in this art piece, and then maybe move on to the next one. I'll eventually do the tree and stuff, but I feel like maybe drawing a tree is not as entertaining for a drawing stream so much as drawing the characters. Or uh-oh. Sorry, my tablet is encountering a glitch that I have not seen in a while now. I can probably with this glitch though. It's just a little bit annoying. Yeah, that's what it is. So every tablet seems to have some kind of fun glitch. This one in particular is a glitch that just turns off all of my hotkeys on the tablet. It just doesn't, it's just all of your like buttons stop working. Fun glitch. Very fun glitch, right? Not good. But I can use the hotkeys on my keyboard. It's just like not ideal. I can still do the stream though. I mean, really the only way to fix these problems when they arise, restart your entire computer. So I'd rather not just turn off the whole stream to fix it. We might as well just keep going, you know? Alright, so we got sleeping Ichabod here. I did change his face a little bit from last time, although you probably can't even tell the difference. So we are just going to ink it up the best we can. Try to make him look nice. It's so weird using my keyboard again for this, because like this is, I guess, how a lot of artists originally learned to draw when they don't. I do have the screen, so I want to use my hotkeys on the screen, but now I can't. I need to reverse my brain. Alright. and draw his little nostril. Not super in love with this mouth, but I think it'll get the job done anyways. Right. The eyes are, you see they're a little bit, not exactly super straight. I have issues with like keeping things at a particular angle. Whenever I have to draw anything at an angle, it's just a mess. Drawing two different things at the same angle, practically impossible. So let's just try to keep that center. Let's see, for me, I've been enjoying Season 2 of New Ranma 1/2 anime. I've been playing Shining in Darkness. Sounds fun. For sure. Adam has been enjoying this new video game. So far anyways, he's been enjoying it. It's like an auto battler, but it's very pleasant, like very, I guess I would describe it as pleasant kind of fantasy video game. It's supposed to be kind of like Fire Emblem with how it's like put together. It's called, what is it called? Unicorn Emperor? It's very nice. Like they put so much thought behind the music, and everything is like 2D animated, and the animations look so nice, and all the character designs are really nice. Every cutscene feels like cinematic, like you're actually watching an anime, kinda. But yeah, he's really been enjoying that. Yeah, Unicorn Overlord. What did I say? Unicorn Emperor. Well, it goes to show you that I can't really remember the name. Let's see. But yeah, he's been enjoying that. It's nice, I guess, inspiration for fantasy too, because of how much effort that they like really put into it. It's kind of why we need to put so much effort into like art stuff. Because the more effort you put into your thing, the more you're going to inspire somebody else to also put effort into their thing. And then it's kind of this nice spiral upwards, I would say, rather than a spiral downwards. In a world where everyone is inspired. Imagine that. That would be nice. Vanillaware always delivers when it comes to the art at their games. Yeah. Well, I mean, this one especially, I feel like they went over the top. Because, like, even the menu designs, like the graphic design of all the menu designs is, like, fucking great. It's such a beautiful game. For sure. And it's very, even though I'm not the one playing it, it's just, like, kind of very pleasant to watch somebody else play it. Not like really 100% on this, but let me tilt the ear a little bit more. I struggle with faces still. Heads and whatnot. I make a lot of mistakes. Is this correct? I guess? Doesn't look correct when you haven't finished the rest of the head, I guess. Yeah, so if I finish this up, I'll go do another chapter cover, which will probably be a little bit better for stream, honestly, than this one. This one's a little bit complicated, and I don't know if people are as interested in... Not that it's like super complicated or anything. If it was super complicated, then it would be great for stream, but this is kind of like that type of complicated, where it doesn't really do anything for you. It's just like tedious and long, but you don't really get a lot of reward out of it. The other chapter cover that I was working on is one of the girl that people are famously dubbing as Chicken Girl. I'll accept that. She can be Chicken Girl, that's fine. Her actual name is Helga, for those of you who are curious. But yeah, I did like a little pin-up chapter cover with her. I think people would enjoy seeing that. For innocent reasons, of course. I keep on hitting. Once you get used to hitting the hotkeys on your tablet, it's really hard to stop. That's why we don't like it when tablets have glitches. But unfortunately, it seems like all of them do. They just all have something wrong with them. All tablets, all the time. I've yet to encounter a tablet that I have zero problems with. Just kind of like some that have less annoying problems. But they all have problems. This looks like shit. Why does it look like shit? Answer me, art gods! Why does it look like shit? Where did I go wrong? Ugh, my fucking stupid ass fucking tablet. I feel like this doesn't really happen very often, but it happens more often when I try to do a stream. And I don't know if that's just because I remember it more because it's embarrassing, or if it's because there's something about the program that actually fucks with my tablet. Well, not, this is StreamYard. It's not really a program, but I don't know. Maybe something about how StreamYard works makes other things stop working. Helga, the Chicken Empress. Yes. I will accept this title. She can be Chicken Empress, that's fine. Do a little wrinkle, small wrinkle right here. There we go. My tablet just takes forever to be recognized upon startup, so I can't boot up my PC and start drawing. Usually it takes 15 to 20 minutes. Oh my god. That's terrible. Why did tablets gotta give us so much headache, guys? Still, nothing is worse, I don't think, than that one Wacom tablet squeaking. That was awful. My first Wacom. Is it Wacom or is it Wacom? I like saying Wacom because it sounds silly. But I don't actually think that that is the correct pronunciation. Yes, the one that got its own fan art, that's right. Fan art of the squeaking. The squealing. The worst. Ear just looks like a million miles away from his face. I'm extra sensitive about like the smallest random details. I think this is actually like my least favorite angle. is the head going down. From an up angle, looking at a head going down like this. This is hard. Why can't things be easy? Or why are you hard? I need to try to not have to hit undo as often as I do, so that I can avoid making this even slower on myself. Cause like every time I hit it on the tablet, the hotkey, it like buffers for a second. It like punishes me for making the mistake of thinking that it could do what it was programmed to do. What a fool I am. So, you guys in chat read any good manga lately? Been checking out some indie manga myself. Well, it's funny, Wraith, for those of you who know of that indie manga currently being done by Olive T. Art, she's encountering issues with Webtoon. First it was like someone copyright claimed her manga on Webtoon, or I assume it was like a false report anyway. So then she like went through all the effort of getting that appealed. Then they were, you have nudity in your comic, right? And for the record, like it's tame nudity. It's like the type of stuff that you wouldn't even think about. It's not like porn or anything, but like background super goofy like images of like the body being nude, but like no detail. No detail at all, no nipple or anything, but that was too much. And then just like a scantily dressed elf lady, that was too much. They want some censorship done for it to be visible. And the censorship just makes it look much worse, because she's not actually the elf isn't actually nude, but they just I don't know. Too hot for Webtoon? Is that even possible? Is it even possible to be too hot for Webtoon? They have like softcore rape fetish porn on their front page as a Webtoon original, like sponsored by Webtoon. I think it's just all a bunch of BS. But guess you gotta play by some bullshit rules if you want your comic on the Webtoon site. It is what it is. I think someone probably was just like, I don't know, a hater who just wanted the manga to be taken down. False reporting it like had copyright, but Webtoon didn't strike me as the type of place where they could false claim copyright very easily. You know, like that's a thing on YouTube. But Webtoon like makes you whenever you do a like complaint, you're supposed to send in proof that like you own the work. And I guess and either doctored some proof or I don't know. They just didn't care. Took it down anyway. False copyright claims are just awful. Like, I'm not the type to go as far to say that copyright shouldn't exist. But at the very least, it shouldn't be abused. Like, there should be methods for dealing with people who are just trying to fuck with you. Perhaps we need to open up the stockades again. Every time someone tries to fuck with you, you just put them in the stock, throw fruit at them. Just like the good old days. Why did we ever stop? Clearly, they did it for a reason. Oh man. See, those who do not respect tradition will not understand why said traditions exist. But I understand everything now. Hey Trisha, I've just been lurking for a bit. How's the art going? I guess it's going okay. Could be better, could be worse. We'll just get this as done as we can. I'm working with like a handicap right now, pretty much, because my tablet's borking out. Every time you want to art, you gotta be ready for a tablet to bork out for no reason. We're like getting somewhere, I guess. Yeah, this is good. So I'll probably stay on for like, well, last time I streamed a drawing stream for like 2 hours. I feel like that was fine. That's like a fine stream. I would stream for like super duper long, especially now with like the tablet borking out. I kind of can't do that. As far as actually finishing this comic goes, I'm pretty done. I'm basically done, right? It's just like these chapter covers are one thing that I have to finish, and I don't think that they'll take that long. I'm done the sketches. I just gotta ink them in and add the tones, right? That's not hard. The main thing I think that's taking, or going to take the most time is just trying to edit. Just trying to catch mistakes and fix them without taking a really long time fixing them, which is harder than you would think. But I really wanted this book to be good. As good as possible. So if I can make it look as good as possible before it needs to go to print, I will certainly try. I also don't want the campaign to take much longer, which is the other thing. I need to like respect everybody else's time, you know? People have waited for this for long enough. Had plenty of time to finish it. I just started late, and I shouldn't have. But yeah. Now I just gotta like put my head down and just focus. Just focus. And do the work. Honestly though, I think like it's so much harder to try to spend a lot of time fixing art than it is to just maybe draw something from scratch. That's a bit of my own bias speaking, of course, because I don't want to do it, but maybe another part of the problem is that I have a deadline, and that can be stressful, obviously, for any art. It's a deadline I set for myself, true, but I have standards for myself. Not everybody has those things, you know? Oh yeah, a lot of demos you're seeing as part of Steam Next Fest has AI art used for both games and its promotion. That's a shame. Yeah, a lot of people certainly do not like the fact that a lot of games are turning to AI art for a lot of different reasons. I mean, for one, especially with indie games, you're like, oh, it's really to make it out there, you know. But he wants to support like a real artist. They just want to support like a big corporate AAA whatevers, right? But then the people who like agree that it's like really tough will also then just screw over artists. They'll just do the same thing that big companies do. And it doesn't look good. Because it's like, well, hang on a second. I want to support the indie artists, so why aren't you hiring them? Oh, well, man. I wanted to save money, man. It's like, okay, well, so do the corpos. So do the big businesses. They want to save money by firing people. And they are also going to use AI. I guess I don't really talk that much about AI on this channel. I don't... And a lot of people dooming about it for sure. And boy oh boy do people doom about it. But like, it's not as though their concerns aren't valid. And it's not as though I don't agree with them. It's just that it's not something that I want to think about all the time. Especially while I'm working on a 200-page comic that I have a deadline coming up for, you know? It's just like it's not an ideal use of brain power. It's not a productive use of brain power, that's what I really meant. Yeah. It's those people that made me go back to college to get a day job, TBH. Damn. Yeah, it's really tough. It's tough to make it out there when you're trying to do creative work. And it's even tougher when people who are in the indie sphere are participating in like tearing you down and devaluing your work. So it is something I take note of, I guess, in the back of my mind, even if I'm not actively participating in the discussion online. I understand, like, the problem, I guess, is what I'm saying. AI bros tend to not use their brains a lot. Remember, let a computer program make things, rather than let a computer program make things for them. Yeah, well, also think for them, honestly, because there's a lot of people who make all their decisions based on information that AI comes back to them with. And the funny thing is they will claim that it is unbiased, it's an unbiased source of information just because it's AI. And it's like they've completely forgotten that a human is the one that made the AI and chose what information to feed into that AI. Not to mention ad space being sold on that AI to promote advertisements to you. So it's not great. It's not actually a great place to get your information from. And we have a bunch of really goofy videos of people trying to use AI or getting their information, getting bad information from AI, and then looking like a fucking idiot because it's all like a bunch of bullshit. But they're so convinced that whatever information they got was completely true and everyone else except for them is crazy. It's really goofy. Like, guys, you still gotta think for yourselves. There's no like easy, oh yay, I get to turn my brain off. Also, you really shouldn't be looking for things that validate you turning your brain off in the first place. Oh, but I guess there are certain types of people who look for that kind of stuff. They're just like, thinking stresses me out, so I want something else to think for me. Or someone else to think for me. Those people definitely exist. I think they're more likely to be, I guess, addicts because, you know, they don't want to think, and so they'll get high so they don't have to think. Because thinky too hard. Or too stressful, or whatever the reason. Thinky too hard. Is kind of weird. I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. I think it's actually like something like that. It doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna look at that fold, Dannphan. Relax. Stop thinking. Ask AI. Ask AI if people will look at that fold. The AI is totally unbiased. It would never tell you to kill yourself. Clearly, AI trained from Redditors have all the information that you need. Because Redditors are known for being the smartest people on Earth. If PewDiePie can do art, so can you. Absolutely. Very true. I had a customer that asked ChatGPT how she should design her kitchen backsplash? Yeah, no one wants to think, oh, I work at Home Depot. Okay. I was wondering, like, what a strange conversation. But I guess it makes sense. You work at Home Depot. Customer using AI to design her kitchen for her. That's a shame. You know, women used to be very proud at how they designed their home decor. Remember when people were just like proud of being good at doing something in general? That was nice. We should go back to that. We should be proud of doing things again. Call me crazy. But I think we should, like, I don't know, support talent instead of treating them like villains. I think that sounds just nice. Let's do that. Any objections? No. I'm almost done already. Weird. I thought like Ichabod was gonna take like way more time than Ginger, but then again, I haven't actually gotten to the tones yet. Maybe the tones will be a pain in the ass. I don't know. Oh, I haven't gotten to the cape. Yeah, the cape is gonna take a little bit more brain power. Oh no, brain power. I gotta ask AI. Gotta ask AI how to do the cape. Otherwise, I won't know. There's no possible way for me to know how to do things without AI. I don't think I did this hand correctly, but I think it's passable. And I don't have AI to ask, so I can't verify whether or not I did this hand correctly. Oh no, actually, AI would be terrible at that. I think it's passable. Yeah. I just come in at the tail end, sad. Oh, don't worry, you're not at the tail end. I'm gonna be like doing this for like another hour or so. I'm just kind of scratching away, finishing up this Ichabod, and then I'm gonna be putting together the rest of the art piece and whatnot. Man, I absolutely dread doing any wrinkles near his crotch area. Because no matter what, people will always be like, penis! It's like, yes, alright, I get it. There are some suspicious folds that can happen. It's not my fault. I didn't create men. It's my abridged version of how that conversation goes down. Is that fine? That's fine. Nobody cares, Dannphan. Stop caring about stuff. Nobody cares. Nobody's gonna look at that tiny fold. Nobody's gonna judge you. Ever. For anything. You're fine. To be fair, yeah, people rarely ever judge me, even though I tell them it's okay. I'm too likable. Just a boot and a cape. Let's go. At least you put in effort. There you go. 10 out of 10 pep talk from Gabe the Gen. At least you tried. It's true. It's not wrong. You're not wrong. At least I tried. I'm already doing more than a lot of other people online. Me and Adam were actually having like a bit of a conversation, not specifically about AI art, but just about like how poorly a lot of normies treat like artists, quite frankly. Like even their friends who like want to be artists. Like there was this one scenario that Adam was just telling me about where like he was commissioning to do one of his book covers, and someone else was like, oh well, I know a friend who draws, I'll just get her to do the cover for you for free, or like whatever, because she does it as a hobby, so she doesn't care about making money. But it's like, whoa, you're kind of just speaking for someone, aren't you? Anyway, as it turns out, yeah, she does care, and was not very happy about someone like peddling her labor out there for free. Even just like saying like her artwork is valueless is not nice, you know? Imagine like trying so hard to be an artist and then like one of your friends is just like, yeah, you don't want to do this as a career, right? This is just a hobby, so you should just like do art for me for free. Or something like that, right? It's crazy. I understand like some people do just like genuinely treat it as a hobby, and it's fine if people offer themselves to do art for free, but that's not what the majority of the situation is going to be. Even if it is just a hobby, that doesn't mean that you can't charge for it. Like, it is still labor. You're still doing a lot of work for someone. But, I don't know. This is like before all the AI art nonsense. Just like people disrespecting and not valuing artists, you know? It's not good. Alright. No, my laptop is cooking a little bit, but I think it's fine. Part of it, I think it's honestly Clip Studio. I mean, granted, it like always kinda cooks a little when I'm streaming, but I do think Clip Studio just like lately has been having some loading issues, because I think it's just, I don't know, something changed about the update or whatever, and now they're constantly like uploading your art to whatever fucking server. I don't know how it works, man. All I know is I don't like it. Clip Studio needs to stop. Alrighty, that's not bad. Last time I did a character design for free, they gave the design credit to someone else. Damn. Had a VTuber phase, so I did it in exchange for VTuber lore. All I got was a paragraph when I put in several hours of work. Damn! I would be so mad. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I used to have... Well, some of you might remember, I don't know. I don't know how long some of you have been subscribed for, but I used to have a Patreon where, like, I offered commission as part of the Patreon. You could just get, like, a monthly commission for part of the subscription, right? And I did that for one person who just refunded, who, like, you know, worked with me and put in all the effort to, like, get the commission and all, and then, like, refunded it and just fucking took it. And I was kind of a noob getting into art, so it just, like, never even occurred to me that someone would do that. Because I thought, oh, well, if you're gonna commission someone, then surely you wouldn't be a douche about it. Surely there are no, like, evil people out there who just take the commission and don't pay. But, yeah, that's why a lot of artists will ask for half up front, which is totally reasonable. Although it's gonna get way harder to commission artists nowadays with AI, for sure. Because you don't know, you know, unless you've been following the artist for a long time and you know for sure that they are the ones actually producing the art. There are a lot of people who will try to scam you. And this is even before AI art. People would upload other people's art and then try to scam people into paying them for a commission that they would never do, obviously, because they are not the artist who actually did the art that they posted and said was theirs. But now with AI art, it's just, like, much easier and harder to get caught, I guess, because you can take somebody else's artwork, put it through, like, an AI generator, and change it just enough so that if someone was scanning or using bots to scan for their artwork being reposted, it wouldn't pick up the AI version. And then they can just keep on doing that. But yeah, don't try to scam people, guys. That's bad. Okay? It's bad. I also don't like seeing these scam artists going to Artist Alley shows with AI art and pretending like they did it. It's like people are going there to actually support an artist who is struggling and trying to make ends meet. And then, like, some motherfucker is just like, easy money. It's like mustache twirling villain, just like, I just figured out a life hack. Oh, man. Not good, not good. If you are going to sell AI art at one of those events, first of all, ask the person who is running the event if it's okay, because they might not be okay with it. Second of all, do not pretend that you did the art. Let people know that it is, in fact, AI generated when they come up to purchase it. because people do not like getting screwed. Shocking, I know. What? People don't like being lied to? Crazy. New concepts you're throwing out there, Dannphan. A lot of people that I generally see using AI art, though, are usually, and granted, me and Adam are usually around, but it's mostly indie book authors. Do you guys have that same experience? A lot of indie book authors using AI art on their covers? We certainly have a lot of experience with that. And I think that it does more harm than good. I understand the mentality behind it, where it's like, well, people aren't buying it for the art, so who cares what the art piece is? I can just take a photo and that would be like a cover. Doesn't matter, you know? But it kind of does matter. Especially when you go, once again, to these like artist alley type of places. A lot of artists are going to be looking at that and be like, well, you want me to support you and you want me to support your dream, but you are also like kind of gatekeeping me out of my own dream. Because you wanted to save, what, $100 or whatever on a cover. People don't like AI art covers also. They tend to like see it and be like, ew. Especially when they don't even try to fix the mistakes that the AI made. They don't try to fix the hands or fix characters not looking the correct direction. It's just a mess. Really. It's a good example of why AI art will never be really valuable for indie creators, because if you're putting in the bare minimum effort for an indie project, you're just not gonna go anywhere. Like, it's already hard enough for indie creators to get noticed, but if you're also just like not trying, that's not gonna help. I remember I said before, maybe it was like on another stream or in a video or a couple videos. I say this often enough that I would have maybe been repeating myself, but it's not like good enough to just be good. You have to really be great. You have to really stand out amongst the crowd. Even if you gotta shout out loud. Sorry. Me and my autistic, goofy movie references. But no, it is true. It's true. You gotta really do a lot of work to get noticed. Yeah, that's fine for now. Just wondering how I want to do some of these shading, because some of them I'll definitely change the line art, make it white. Some of them I'm just not 100% sure if I just want to block out some gray tones instead. Make this, the outer edge, like white for here. Because the cape behind him is gonna also be black. Oh, well, I guess that doesn't matter. Hang on. Boop. Only this upper part matters. Yeah, my experience talking with AI art bros, and all of my experiences talking with AI art bros trying to sell their AI art, it's usually all the same. It's them complaining that people don't want to buy it. So, you know, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme if there is no demand for it. All product needs to have a demand for it in order for it to sell. People don't just buy things just because. Although you would be fooled, I guess, because there's certainly a lot of famous people, particularly, who can just like sell things and people will buy it just because they like the famous person. But most indie creators are not famous, you see. So they cannot do that. Nobody knows who they are, and they care not of their struggles. It is part of the reason why I'm not particularly worried about it and why I wouldn't doom post about AI, because, yeah, pretty much everybody doesn't like it. And even the companies are like, we're literally losing money keeping these AI generators open. But the reason why they continue to make these AI generators, even though they're losing money, and keep them running as long as they have, is because they want to sell it to the big studios like Hollywood, and I think Disney already has like some sort of deal worked out. But yeah, it's not for you. Like, this technology is not being made for the indie creator. It's being made for the big businesses, and you are simply test piloting it. So keep that in mind, I guess. There's one thing that I have learned over the years, it's that companies will do fucking anything to fire as many people as possible if it'll save them some money. If they didn't have to hire anyone and could just keep the company running, they would do it. I know they would do it. Sorry. Now I'm doom posting about capitalism. I have become a little bit black-pilled about capitalism over the years. But it's not my main thing. It's not my main complaint about the world by any means. Just make new lines for this one. So this part of this undershirt is like kind of easy. I just do that. I just do that for the whole manga. See? Easy, easy money. Or whatever. This should be a little bit stretched. Yeah. Kinda doesn't matter. Gotta say, I'm overall like kinda happy with how book 2 turned out. But I am like super paranoid about actually sending it to the printers. Partially because as I'm going over and editing some things, I'm noticing that there are just like random things that I left as super raw because I was just like, oh, I don't have time to work on this right now. And so I just left it. But then it's so long ago that I forget about it. And that's the dangerous part, is forgetting about it, because then you don't know that you have to go back and fix it. Or finish it, I guess, in certain cases. I literally just left this one panel as a draft. It was just like a sketch. Just a straight up draft sketch. And I just left it like that, and I didn't know. And then, like, as I was looking through the pages, it's like a jump scare. Like, ha! It's not finished. Oh no! Okay. So, this is what I usually do for like, blocking out tones. Just kind of duplicate the black layer, and then I'm going to pick parts that'll be lighter. Let me just make these eye bags a little thicker. His ear's looking so round. Such a round ear. Huh. Let me see. Hello. Welcome to chat, Chudley. You can either hire 100 artists to work months to create a 20-second long scene of CGI blockbuster a few seconds. Oh my goodness. Those AI generated posts that are promoting AI, they all sound so funny, especially when you get them all at like the same time, where they're just like, I generated this in 2 seconds, or whatever, 3 seconds. Hollywood is fucking cooked. They're all like the same post, but you get them over and over and over again of people just saying the same thing. And it doesn't matter like what the AI is for or how bad it looks. It's always, Hollywood is so cooked. Netflix is cooked. Disney Channel is fucking cooked, bro. It's all over. Oh, man. How many times have we been told it's all over, and then it turns out that we have to, like, go back because we fucked up and we thought the future would be, like, way different than what it actually was? It's happened a little bit too often. Oh, hey, Sandwich Supernova. What is up? Had a fun wedding and a good time? Was had by all, but they have been married 2 years and he's still paying for it. Wasn't even that extravagant of a wedding. Tough times. Damn. I'm going to do my best to make sure my wedding is not very extravagant at all. I want it to be very simple. I do not want to go into debt for, it's my day. No, fuck that shit. I just want to kiss my man and be gone. I'm a simple girl. I am simple girl. Just want to say I do and be gone. I think me and Adam are kind of on the same page. Obviously, if you could have like a dream fairy tale wedding, you can. It's not a bad thing to have an extravagant wedding if like you have the money for it and that's what you want. Totally fine. In fact, I respect you for just going for it, right? But if you don't have the money for it, then don't pretend that you do. Like, don't ruin your life over, like, a few seconds of validation. The wedding is temporary, but the marriage is forever, boys. You gotta focus on just setting up a good life. And, you know, worry a little bit less about, like, a few seconds of brief pleasure. Where was I going with this? Alright. Blocking out some tones here. Reaper Volume 2 rocks. Everyone is gonna love it. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciated. For sure. Yeah, I was stressing out for a while, like, oh man, I'm not doing like these books super duper quickly like all these other like whatever people, right? Oh man, everybody's gonna like forget about Reaper if I don't like do it faster, you know? And I guess that is like kind of a valid worry. I'm not saying like people are... My conclusion from this is not that people are dumb for worrying about that. It's like, yeah, I get it. But I think something also worth keeping in mind is that a lot of people don't actually ever find success in their comic or manga series until they have multiple volumes out already. Which is kind of interesting, honestly. I was looking at some of the numbers. Most manga, they don't like just instantly get success and then keep the ball rolling. Rather instead, they like usually start off with some mild success, but then after a while of just being persistent, then they like actually blow up for realsies, you know? I was looking at, like, for example, I was looking at a list of some of the best-selling manga for a period of time. None of them, and I mean not a single one, Every month for the full year, not a single one was a volume 1 of a manga. None of them. One of them was a volume 2, but that's like as far as it got, you know? They were all ongoing series that had over time established that fan base. No one was just starting out swinging. No one just like all of a sudden made a masterpiece. It's not how this works. You're playing the long game. You have to keep on grinding at it. And expect success like later down the road, essentially. There's a lot of reasons for why that could be, why people don't have nearly as much hype about a volume 1 as they do about an ongoing series for a long time. Part of it, I think, with manga in particular, is that so many series get canceled so quickly. Just flat out. They just, you know, why would you invest in a series that you don't know is going to stick around for a very long time? That's an issue with the quantity over quality style of some of these manga magazines. Not all of them, but some of them. They just produce way too much stuff that are not good. And then when it fails, it's like, oh no, anyway, well, now we're moving on to the next thing. So read this now instead. I think I'm overthinking this a little bit. Let's not do it like that. So yeah, part of it is that, I think. You don't know if a series is really going to stick around, and it's like, do you want to invest your time in something that's going to be immediately canceled? No. Or at least most manga readers would say no. And then there's the other theory, which is the binge reader theory. Maybe I'll make a video about this later, because I am talking about interesting stuff. At least I would be interested if I was listening to someone talk about this. The other theory is binge reader theory. It's the idea that people will not want to pick up on a series until it has enough chapters, because, specifically, they want to binge read it. They do not want to read just one volume and then stop. They want to read like a gazillion at the same time, simultaneously, right? Let's just chill with some of this. We don't need this many blocks of light, I think. We can have most of this be black. Yeah, feel free to give me your own thoughts on that. It's like, why do you think volume 1s of a series don't do very well, but like volume 13 will like sell over 100,000? Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised. I'm actually looking at what manga sales really are. Granted, I was just looking at like what they are in like initial releases or in Japan specifically. So maybe I'm only getting half of the picture, because I'm sure overseas sales account for a lot of success as well. But at least just in Japan, the sales are not like super crazy. Like, you can still tell it's kind of a niche. A niche hobby that people are partaking in. And I often think of America comics being like even more niche, but I don't know. Maybe it's the opposite. At least with manga, maybe, because if like global sales are really killing it, we must for sure read a lot more manga, particularly, than we do with regular comics. Regular comics, they don't do that spectacularly here. Ugh. What am I doing? Why am I doing it this way? This sucks. What am I doing with my life? I have a specific brush. Yes, I just got this brush. This is nice. Look at that. Fucking, love that. Yeah. Look at that. Sick, right? Someone's gonna be like, Dannphan, actually you shouldn't do that because it's easy. You're right, but I can't stop. I guess I made it a little bit too straight. The lines were originally supposed to be like kind of curving. I don't know, maybe I can I bring it back? Do a little... We'll just pretend that that's correct. That looks way worse, actually. Okay, we'll do it slow. Do it slow and steady. Curve these lines. That's white. I do not want that. I do like this brush, but it is a little bit difficult to control. I guess that's like... that's the trade-off. You get to do multiple lines without an issue, but you also have to deal with being difficult to control and kind of weird and janky. Dannphan, just popping in to smash that like button and be amazed at how you've leveled up. Thanks, man. Doing my best. I mean, it's weird to think about because, like, most of what I've been coming out with have been just comic projects and not a whole lot of practice illustrations. And maybe I've made it harder on myself to, like, actually learn how to art because of that. Though I don't know, some people think it's the opposite. Some people think, like, doing comics are like a good way to learn art. That doesn't look good. Sorry, my passive commentary, just like, ugh, I'm bad. I think I just need to work with this curve here. I knew that this cape was gonna take a while. I called this. I was like, oh man, it's gonna take me a while to figure out this fucking cape. Everything else, easy peasy. This cape, fug. Take a look. What are we working with here? This still looks kind of weird, but it's not the weirdest. Oh yeah, remember guys to slap that like for sure. Manga still have some consistent quality as you get them by volume/chapter. I do envy the consistent quality a lot of these mangaka can put out for sure. Now granted, like it's not like something that keeps you from being successful in manga. There's certainly a lot of people, a lot of mangaka out need artists to help them with chapters. You know, they hire the background artists. Everybody knows about that one. But they also have like assistants to help them with things like tones, or like somebody to help them with particular poses and stuff like that. It really is like a whole production, similar to, I guess, a lot of manhwa. Manhwas also have like a bit of a production that goes on. But yeah, obviously the high quality of the art is a big selling point, and it's also what guarantees them success in other fields besides just manga sales, because then you can sell the art, you can sell prints of the art, you can do there we go. You can do, what was I gonna say? You can do different merchandising, and you can get into museums now. Now they have manga museums, and that's big also, because, you know, they're getting paid for that, and they're getting their work showed off and respected, and that's something that would be nice if we had it here in America. Respect artists. That would be cool. It would be very cool. But, you know, I like to see it. Should be around here. Okay. And some transitions. Keep it simple. a little bit over here too, I think. Just a little bit. Just like a hint of a light. Okay. I know, grand compliment I give myself. It's looking slightly okay. This is looking almost acceptable. Alright. Now what we do is we take this and we turn it into some fantastic line work. Let me see if I can coordinate. What did I set this to? This is line, but what is the angle? That's ellipse. 115. Okay. And now I'll do some more shading for the light parts. Oh, and I still have to do his little flower crown. I made him a flower crown, see? She's putting on a little flower crown on top of his head. I might just use like assets for that though. I might not go all out with it. But yeah, let's do the same tones as the ellipse. 20, 115. I do tones in a very strange way, by the way. So if you're ever like, Dannphan, I need advice how to do these tones. Tell me how you do yours. It's like, I can tell you. But you're not gonna like it. It's not good, you know? I can absolutely tell you this is possible. But I wouldn't recommend following my way of doing things. Right. The light source is coming from this way. But he's got cape covering him up, so... I remember once somebody like messaged me like, how do you do your tones? And I was like, oh god. You tell me how to do tones, man. I'm just guessing. They were distraught. They were like, never mind. Just trying to figure out how to do tones. I thought you knew how to do them. You were wrong! Tones are like devious because they look like they should be easy. Then you get them printed and it's like, what the fuck happened? They look like shit all of a sudden. How? No, I don't want them to look like shit. But so long as you like stay digital, tones are easy. Just never print them ever. Maybe I should have a shadow from his hair coming down over here. Or just like maybe a half face in shadow. That looks kinda okay. I don't know, chat, what do you think? Half face in shadow? I'm kind of feeling it. I'm feeling it for half face in shadow. I think it works. I think I made his clothes look a little bit more skin tight than I originally planned. But that's kind of fine. I'm almost done, so like, am I really gonna fix it now? Pfft, no. You know, she's kind of standing over his cape over here. Maybe she should be casting a shadow on it. It occurs to me, perhaps she cast the shadow. Maybe we just get rid of all of it. All that work for nothing. Yeah, well, that's art. That's just how art is. Gotta get used to doing and redoing and undoing a lot of things, you know? Suspicious fold. Maybe I should just make this all in shadow. It's easier, I guess, to make it all in shadow, but it does look a little bit less natural, doesn't it? But then you get like this suspicious fold, and then somebody's like, haha, penis. Art problems. Am I right, guys? Have to deal with people who say haha penis all the time. What are you doing online, son? Oh, I'm just replying to every art post and saying that I see a penis in it. This is all I do, all day. I'm so proud of you, son. Keep up the good work. What a stupid sketch. Alright. There we go. What do you think? Aren't they cute? Aren't they lovely? This is probably the most detailed chapter cover I've done, honestly. If I had more time, I would have done more chapter covers. What am I gonna do with the flower crown? What am I gonna do with that? I'm kind of just feeling it for some assets, honestly. I know some people are gonna be like, oh no, never use assets, they're the devil. But like, sometimes though, sometimes they're not bad. This kind of works for like a flower crown thing. I'll put that down here. What's this? What is this? Ah, ooh, ooh. This is a colored piece that does not look as good without the colors. I have a bunch of random assets on here. Oh, daisies. Oh no. They look kind of spooky when they don't have the colors though. I can still make this work. Maybe just breed them? Ugh. Well, they look a little bit weird like that, but... That looks fucking... No. Well, yeah. Easy peasy work. It requires at least a slight effort. Go back to this. This is like, I struggle to like want to use this because it's kind of messy. So, how do I get it to... Obviously there's like some sort of command that makes it like turn. I'm just like struggling to get the command to work. This is like really messy though. I don't know, man. Don't know if I want to use this one. Oh, messy is not the word that I mean to use. I mean like it's noisy. I want like a really simple looking flower. Basil flowers around his head. So crazy. Why are these here? Oh, I guess because background. That's a weird place to put like background character brushes. There's more. Right on here. Fucking crazy, man. I gotta delete a lot of these. There's so many of them like I just download just because. Then I never use it. Yeah. Got a bunch of flower ones. But I'm thinking I don't even really like the flower ones. Maybe I will just draw it. Ugh. Crazy, I know. Maybe I will just fucking draw the thing I'm supposed to draw instead of looking for a shortcut. Let me just... I'm gonna draw out the vines first, and then I'm gonna go back and add the flowers. Vines are what is stringing the flower crown all together. I can make them look as pretty as I want, because this is my drawing. It's mine. I'm not bound by the laws of reality. I can do whatever I want. You can't do anything about it. Very cool. I've made it so fancy. And now it's all going to be like covered up by whatever flowers I put on top. Okay. That's enough. And I could do another one just like that, depending on like how complicated I want these flowers to look. Although the sketch doesn't really look that complicated. It looks like I was just like, generic flower goes here. any thoughts on the current Discord drama? I don't really know that much about it, honestly. I hear people like on my feed occasionally being like, Discord sucks, right? From what I understand, Discord was trying to do like a ID grab thing, claiming that it was for the children that don't use their platform. But Discord already like has so much of your data. It kinda seems unnecessary, and for two, it just kind of seems like an excuse just to get even more. I hate that a lot of social media companies just can't let you have your right to privacy anymore. And granted, it's not just social media companies, right? There's a lot of fucking shady ass whatevers that do their best to take away your right to privacy because they want to, I don't know, some of them want to sell stuff to you, and some of them, foreign companies especially, want to use it to spy on you and keep track of certain like American things or whatever, wherever you're from, right? Obviously China is very guilty of like using their apps to spy on Americans. Spyware is the worst. Cause like, if you're gonna spy on me, you could at least make the program work. You could at least make it so that I don't have to suffer for your spyware scam. But no, they use the program to spy on you, and the program sucks. Fucking Chinese, am I right? Sorry if you're Chinese. Yeah, they should be doing other more useful things on Discord. Fix like their moderation tools, like Gabe said in chat. Cause like obviously there are issues with Discord that could cause problems. Us giving them our ID would not fix any of those issues. Or at the very least, they're very unnecessary ways of fixing a simple, straightforward issue. I don't need the extra pedal. Just one is enough. Alright. Now what do we need to start fixing? Ginger should be a little bit closer, or I could just make her hand a little bit longer. do that. You know what? She should be smaller, shouldn't she? She looks like a giant. Giant ginger. Tall ginger. Just a little bit. Maybe it's just her face that looks bigger. Ichabod, did you get shrunk while I was fixing your face? Maybe a little bit. Perhaps, perhaps. She also has like big hair. That's another thing, right? Alright, I think it's probably fine. Make your hand stretch out a little bit more. I kind of figured I'd have to do that anyway. Why this is here? What is that? Alright. Making some progress. Hell yeah. Now, I don't know, are you guys really feeling me inking up this fucking tree in the background? I don't think you are. We are 2 hours in the stream, so could just call it here. What's this little line here for? We don't need that little line. Or do it? Does that little line make any difference at all? Let's make it a little darker. No, I don't think we need that line. There. No, I do think the flowers are kind of fine like that. I realize that they're kind of a little bit low effort flowers, but you know, whatever. Everything doesn't have to be like 1000%. It's a comic book. Come on, guys. Chill out. You're gonna look at this chapter cover for 2 seconds. Relax. Alright, so can I do tree? Yes. Technically. Where did I put tree? There it is. It's tree! I found it! I found tree! Let's bring that up. Actually, bring it up higher. I like everything to be close by while I'm working on it. I'll actually label these. Tree. Flowers. Ichabod. The ID requirement. Perhaps a better solution is to tell parents to actually moderate their children. Yeah. Granted, I do agree that, like, certain sites that should have moderation sometimes don't. And that can be really frustrating, for sure. Discord never struck me as an app made for children. Just, it straight up never did. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there are some cases where, like, teachers use it, and then, like, some hooligan wants to, like, spam it with porn bots or whatever and expose kids to very things. But maybe your school policy should just be, don't use it. Because it's not good. Gilded at some point. Gilded was like a Discord alternative, and it was pretty decent, but no more Gilded. They like had a real identity crisis after they got bought out. And for a while they were like, you will not be able to use Gilded anymore unless you get a Roblox account. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I am not getting a Roblox account so that I can use Gilded. In that case, I think you could make the argument maybe Gilded is for children if they have to have a Roblox account, because that's a children's game. At that point, I would be like, yeah, I can see that. But Discord? Nah. I never saw it as a thing for kids to be hopping on. I guess there are some cases. There are definitely cases, especially in the art community. There's always some sort of art drama where like some fucking artist is posting like, and then they find out like somebody on their channel is a minor like way later, and then someone starts to claim the file because they posted not safe for work on there. And it's like, how are they gonna know? And I know that, like, I guess, when you're like me, you're a YouTuber and you're asking people, like, join the Discord so that you can be a part of the community and whatever. Yes, I realize some people online might be kids and they might just do as I say without realizing that it's not really a very super kid-oriented app. But you know, speaking in purely general terms, I don't see it as a kid app. Even if kids might be on there. Some like tree branches that are kind of in silhouette in the background. Easier. Not super good at doing trees. I don't know if you guys noticed. I kind of just feel it out every time I have to make a tree. Should I even add that last branch? Does that make a huge difference? It does balance it out a little bit. I do like it when things are a little balanced. So I'll probably, sorry, I've been saying a lot, haven't I? I'm sorry about that, especially if you have OCD and hate it when people do that. I'll probably do another chapter cover stream tomorrow if I can. If something horrible happens, I suppose I won't, but for the most part, I'll do another chapter cover stream tomorrow. And next time we'll do Helga. Return of the Chicken Girl. Although the chapter cover I did with her, there's no chicken. I know, right? What's wrong with me? I left out the chicken? Is it even the same character if there's no chicken? It's just a big titty bitch? Ew. Gotta get my nuggies in there. It sounded so wrong. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh no. No, regret. Chicken nuggies, that's what I mean. Not anything. Not anything else. Please. Man, there was this another indie manga gal, right? She's working on her shoujo series. She posted this one, like, panel of a tree, and I was like, fuck, that tree looks so good. And that's kind of something that I think mostly just other artists look at and think. I think everybody else is like, yeah, it's a tree. Or, yeah, that's a nice background. But I looked at it and I was like, fuck, bro. It's the best tree ever? What? It's crazy. But, yeah. I'm not very good at the tree thing. Stabilization off. Messing me up. Sometimes I really love stabilization, right? Sometimes I just wanna, like, die. Sometimes stabilization gets so in the way. It's just a real pain. Gotta figure out how to draw trees from that one shoujo manga gal. She can teach me her ways. Something about this patch of grass being so tall was bothering me. No, the subtle changes that an artist makes. Alright, so one of the main things with trees, you gotta separate the curves and grooves of the trunk into, like, separate parts, or so they tell me. Something so... trying to zoom into a specific spot. You just keep on zooming to the wrong spot every time. I think it's just because you move your hand, like, too quickly or something. kind of like already fucking done with this tree, man. I'm already like, yeah, that's enough. I guess it's just, it's been a little while since I've worked on background stuff, so my brain is just not having it. Just like, oh no, not again. Background things, ah! Rebelling against me. I think my backgrounds have certainly gotten better in this book anyways. I've put a lot of effort in trying to improve in like all aspects, so I sure hope so, they've gotten better. Gotta get more copies to beta readers. I haven't sent it to many people so far, but I need more feedback before it's too late. Ugh. I'll send it out to a few more friends tonight. I think part of the thing is just like, because I'm also simultaneously editing a lot of the old art, I'm like, well, I should wait until I'm done editing the old art to give more people the beta version so that they can read it, so that I'll actually be getting feedback on like the best of my work rather than a bunch of old stuff that I was probably going to change anyway. But I think I just need to change my mindset looking at it like that. I can't just wait for it to be perfect to get it out to more beta readers. It's obviously like preferred to have the most perfect version for people to read, but you also have to finish it. Why did I choose the mapping pen for this? Like these strokes are not what I wanted at all. I didn't even realize I was on the mapping pen until like way later. I thought I was using G-Pen this whole time. Like a fucking idiot. I was like, huh, why does it feel weird? Why are these strokes not the way that I want? That's weird. I'm so stupid. Alright. Finish up this tree. Pretty soon this will just be done. I think what I want to do is just have like kind of a like some leaves just faintly in the background. Because I don't want too much attention drawn to it, I guess. I have a brush for leaves. I don't have to try too hard with that. This brush is really nice. I like it, which is why I use it so much. It's also kind of nice for doing like shadows of leaves on the ground. I wasn't planning to do that, but like if I wanted to, I could certainly do that. Sorry, it's hard to get like a good zoom. I keep on popping in and out. There's just like no perfect. Wanted thickness like that, right? And then have a little shadow like this. Ooh, so nice. It's not that great though. It doesn't look that great. I don't mean to oversell it, but maybe I just need more of it. Yeah, epic? Is it epic, guys? You know, I don't hate it. Obviously, I need to fix it a little bit, that it's not, so that the characters are not on top of it, but I think I would just have them. Yeah, okay. We'll work with this. Alright, we got some like vibes going on here. Right. No, no, I cannot. Sorry, it probably looks like super far away for you guys. I'm trying to just like... Okay. I think this is fine as it is. I'm gonna do one more for the tree trunk itself. Make it like an easy 10. Let's get these off because I can just do this. Pro tip. Right. I think that's it. Yes. Okay. Now we do ginger, and with that, this last bit of finicking around, I guess that'll... I don't think there's anything else that needs to be done. Besides, of course, like, put what chapter it is on top of the text. But the important work is pretty much done. Oops. There it is. Chapter 8. Now, what text did I use for all the chapters? Good question, me. I think I used Alpine. Got a bunch of fun, different... Sorry, every time I go to zoom out, it like jumps. I'm not trying to startle you guys, it's just how it is. Alright. I think overall, that should be good. That should be ready. Oh, you know what? I noticed one part of the tree isn't good. It's my 10%. It's right here. You see it? Do you see it? Do your elven eyes see? I like it. I am satisfied with this chapter cover. Maybe later I'll be like, oh my god, it's horrible. I can't believe I streamed that and thought it was good. But for now, I think this is good. I think this is cute. This is an acceptable chapter cover. Yes, yes. Anyway. We are now past 2 hours. So, we'll call it here for now, but definitely doing a stream tomorrow, unless something horrible happens, of course. And I'll show you the next chapter cover that we get to do. It's a much simpler one, so I don't think it'll take 2 streams like this one took. Can't believe this one took 2 streams. Ew. Gross. That's too many. But the next one is going to be nice and simple. We get to do Big Titty Bitch. Yes, we get to do this cute Helga. Helga one. Woo! Helga! Top 10 characters. Number 1 or 10. Whichever ranking you choose to have represent the best. This one was like kind of interesting. I'm trying to like put her in like obviously like a cutesy pose, right? Showcase her being cute. I had a lot of difficulty choosing what pose because I kind of at first I was gonna make it a full body, but then I was like, man, fuck that. It's gonna be a half body. So then I had to like figure out like, well, what would be a good half body pose? And I also need it to be something that kind of fits the character, right? I can just put her in a sexy arms behind the head, you know, leaning back kind of pose, and that would look nice, but does it really fit this character? No, not really. She wouldn't do that. She's not really some master seductress type of girl. She's more like the weird girl next door type of character, I guess I might describe her as. You get to see a lot more of her later down the line. I like set her up with somebody to like have a side romance, and she gets to be all cute. And I think you guys will enjoy Helga being all cute for sure. I'll show you like the pose first pose that I was using as reference. Give you an idea. It's just looking at like swimsuit models and poses like that they do. That's why I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. Maybe I should have her like playing with her braid a little bit. That she has a braid, and so does this model. So yeah, I thought that's something that she kind of would do. But then, you know, a life reference will only get you so far. So I was also like trying to figure out, well, how can I make this look more interesting? Then I picked up this reference. This is a manga reference. I actually don't know what this is from. Normie confirmed. I do not know what this art piece is from. It looks great though. Obviously I flipped it so that it would be the same position as like what I'm working with here. But yeah, basically this pose is just the baby that was born from these 2 poses, to give you an idea of like how long you can spend on like what seems like a very simple pose. This requires a bit more research and brain power, which is why art is hard, you know? Because you want it to fit the character and be just right and not look boring. You can't make your pose look completely boring. I think this still looks a little bit boring, but I tried. I put in the work to try to make it look less boring. And you can see like these sketches underneath the process of like moving the pose and having it turn into this in the end. And you know, I think it looks fine. I think this will be a nice, easy stream, finishing this one up tomorrow. The last chapter cover I need to do, I don't know if I'll stream that one, because I feel like it's going to be very painful. It's another kind of complicated one. This one's easy. Can definitely do this in one stream, no problem. But the next one is kind of something like this. Some more easy than this, I would say, but like kind of complicated is my point. And I don't think I'll have nearly as easy of a time doing it for that reason. Especially because my sketch for it doesn't even look that great. I might have to like fix up the sketch first, right? And maybe if I fix up the sketch and make it look really good and impressive, then I'll show it and then I'll stream it. But most likely I'm not gonna stream the other one. You'll have to buy the book to see it. Haha, yeah, I twisted it. I turned it into a sales pitch. Pro. I am a pro. I am a professional salesperson. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for hanging out anyways. Let me shut this down for now. I'm shutting it down for you guys. But as soon as this stream goes endy, I'm going to be back working on fixing up and editing some of the pages. Because I still have some work to do. And it's a little bit tedious. I will admit. Some of this work is a little bit tedious. But I do it because I care. I care about the readers. And hopefully when those of you who did back the campaign and will be buying the book, I hope when it gets into your hands you can see the effort that I put into it. That is my hope. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for the next chapter cover stream. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And bye-bye. Until next time.